Happy Friday. Welcome back to Naturally Spiritual, where we correlate the spiritual with the natural. I am
And
Cheryl,
I'm Sherry.
and we're here talking about those strong connections.
Talk about it, talk about
Right?
it. Right.
But look, let's talk about how you get strong connections.
There's a start.
There's a start, right? Getting a strong connection comes from having strong conversations,
So
right?
So what now?
All those strong
Talk
conversations,
about it.
goodness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know that with conversations, you're going to build relationships,
Okay.
and that's where those connections are going to come from, right?
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you, in having conversations and building relationships and connections, you gotta be mindful of who you connect to, right? Because in making connections, I'm gonna tell you, you have people who can either build you up or destroy you, right?
Oh,
Now, the people who can build, we can separate them because I'm gonna tell you now, having connections, conversations rather, with people who are prayer warriors.
Okay,
you want the prayer warriors, right?
Prayers,
Or pavers, right?
Okay.
They can pave the way.
Okay, help me now.
Right?
Help me. Okay.
Also, when you connect with them, you going somewhere.
Okay.
You are going somewhere. But watch
Okay.
this, because again, I said destroyers.
Uh-huh.
You have those who are prayers,
Okay,
right?
what you want?
What you want? Not what you want. What can I
you
get from him? What can I get from her?
What,
Where am I benefiting from this?
Right,
always needing that handout,
exactly.
or the player.
Players aren't played out.
No, you would think they are, but there are still some players who thinks that they can get it from you, and you.
Okay,
right?
No, bye.
But hey, that's the truth, right? So in no matter which way it goes, you still have to have those conversations, right?
So you have to spark up the conversations.
Yeah.
And you have to be in a conversation with someone who, and a conversation is always a two-way. It's
always
listening, talking, listening, talking.
Say that part.
Listening, talking, listening, talking.
Right.
Listening, talking.
Yeah.
Asking, answering, asking.
Right.
Answering, that's a conversation.
That's a conversation.
You want someone where you have to you don't want it where you have to it's like pulling teeth to get an answer out of someone. And I'm like, how did I end up in Europe? And all I asked was
that part,
that take me just here on the East Coast. How I end up way in Europe, like, where did that conversation come from?
And you know what? With that being said, I'll tell you what. How else you cannot have a strong conversation? Nowadays these phones, these smartphones. You know what? Because you can misconstrue a message.
Right.
I need to.
Right.
So
right.
And so sometimes it's even just text messages that can have you just off kilter,
right, because you can't detect.
You can't detect, right?
Yeah,
and you can assume,
right?
Oh, they were trying to be mean.
Right.
They were trying to be smart.
I know they weren't trying to be smart with me.
What were you trying to say? And you already on the offensive, right? So that connection is just shot, right?
Exactly, right. But you have to have someone who is in your corner, someone that you can be in their corner,
right?
Someone you're going back places, someone who's going to hold you accountable. Because I'm going to jump down here in Romans 1:12. That is that I may be comforted together with you by the mutual
agreement,
faith. So the agreement of faith, both of you and me. So we have to have a conversation that's going to let us know that we're kind of on the same playing field. We're kind of even. And even when we are on the same playing field and things are even, at some point somebody has to say, "Hey, let's go higher."
Right.
Let's go higher. And those are the type of connections, type of relationships that you want. Networking is important.
Ooh, say that part.
Networking,
no matter
is
what
important.
the relationship,
regardless,
it can be a romantic relationship,
a marriage, a business,
any of that,
a familiar, any type of relationship. It all boils back down to communication.
Right.
You know, and effective communication. We always talk about communications, but it's so important. You know, I mean, and I'll say nice communication.
Right.
And I guess effective communication is
right.
Nice, you know, because I mean,
and not to say that you won't have disagreements, but there's a difference between a disagreement. We're having a disagreement,
and a fallout.
Because we can still converse in this disagreement, right? But there's a difference between that and an argument.
Okay.
Right? A healthy argument. Okay. You can even have a healthy argument, right? So true, right? But those arguments, so a bickering is what I mean, what I'm coming at. There's the difference between that, right?
Exactly.
Because when you're bickering, somebody's not listening. Right. Somebody has looked closed-minded. They're only trying to make their point, and they're only want to be right. Like, it didn't have anything to do with
what I just said. Right. What we talking about?
Yeah, mama. What?
Like, what? Then you have to just sit and just like, oh my goodness, what was that about?
What was it about? How did we end up there? Right.
Right. So you have to, sometimes I say you have to just pick and choose your arguments in that matter, you know, but even that is a type of communication. Because it's like, I'm not arguing with you today.
Right.
I'm not going there with you today. Not today.
Not today. So, look, again, that goes back to what was
not
today say.
Right. So it does go back to that. So you have to pick and choose, and you know, just like, because in the natural, you're like, you want to respond a different way or a certain way, but then you have to think about it in the spiritual way.
Okay, Lord,
okay, Lord,
you know it's all intertwined.
It's all right.
Okay, Lord.
Okay.
Look, let me get them today, Lord.
But you can, you know. So you have to think about it that way. But again, it's all about networking. It's all about communication. Right. It's all about togetherness, and you know, and building those relationships and keeping those, maintaining those relationships. You know,
and here it is. Say what you mean and mean what you say. I'm not a mind reader. Exactly. Look, you know. Exactly. So say that. Like, don't play these games.
Right.
And, you know.
Right. You know what you want. I need to know what you want.
Right. I need to know what you want.
Exactly. So yeah. But anyways, we're gonna end it there
because we can go on and on.
But we're gonna end it there. You know, we're gonna end it with our commercial,
because we always have a conversation, right? We invite you into the conversation because we ask you to leave us some comments.
Right. So keep talking to us. We crack up on some of the comments.
We sure do. Yeah.
But keep talking to us. You know, go ahead and like us if you like us.
Because we like you. We love you.
Yeah. Share us.
Somebody needs to hear about it. Somebody else needs to hear it.
Right. And go ahead and subscribe. And then while you're out there online and subscribing and stuff, go ahead and pick up that copy of your Naturally Spiritual book.
There's some good stuff in there. Yeah. If you like this, there's some good stuff in there.
There's some good stuff in there. Right. So we're going to end it there and wish you guys a happy Friday.
And weekend if you don't hear from us.